Hi, my wise astrology tribe, Cosmic Insight Astrology. I am your co-pilot, Christina. All right, guys, today you can see on the screen I shared, the chart with you. Someone who is visual, you can see we're going to talk about the Mercury and Mars conjunction actually in Scorpio. And if I going to sound to be funny a little bit or weird, as you believe it, I get into a small accident and my implant bridge broke. So tomorrow I will need to go to the dental and have some kind of small medical procedure, probably which going to cost a lot of money, of course, because I live in America and everything costs a fortune. A kidney, right? That's what they say. So that's what happened with me. It's all right, but I wanted to come up with this video and I want to continue somehow working. Hopefully, I won't be in pain. But just saying, if I sound funny, forgive me about that. All right, guys. So we're going to talk about this beautiful conjunction in Scorpio. And Oscar Wilde actually said the truth is very pure and it's never simple. So this quote can really capture the Mercury-Mars conjunction, which is going to happen at 19 degrees 25 minutes in Scorpio. And Mercury and the Mars conjunction in Scorpio is the detective type. Actually, it is the truth seeker, the mental warrior as well. So, as you know, the Scorpio archetype itself, it's the alchemist, it's the strategist as well, someone who does research, someone who is actually, not going on the surface, but want to and not waste anything on the surface. It wants real transformation and exposure of the truth and mastery. And actually, Mars Mercury in Scorpio for me, it's Candy Servant somehow, it's remind me of her. Maybe, like not for you, but, or, some kind of detective. Definitely, that is the detective archetype who is going actually to the root of the problem and, going to also expose the shadow as well. It is the archetype itself, it's not very angry, but it is more like courageous and it is the brutally honesty, guys, right? Because Mars is the brutal force of, and Mercury is the voice. So the brutally honesty, someone who is a warrior, someone who is advocate for others with their voice and talking the truth, and someone who wins and not through silence. So that's definitely, the keywords over here is focus, it is power, it is control and endurance, also emotional intelligence as well, and definitely strategy because Scorpio is, with the deep researches, and Scorpio and Mars also can confront as well, and with words confront. And they have a lot of hidden strength as well, coming from the core energy. And the Mercury in Scorpio archetype is the investigator, the depth, the secrecy also, but truth telling as well, and the psychology. And Mercury Mars conjunction in Scorpio also the topic could be taboos, but doesn't matter anymore because I'm capable to talk about taboos. So that is what it is. The psychologist also, the true surgeon, someone who is brutally reveals the hidden no matter what, right? All right. And then the Mars and Mercury conjunction itself, it is the thoughts and action going to get fused together. It is also the forensic mind, because of Mars in Scorpio, also the forensic blood, pattern, watching the blood pattern. A Dexter, actually, what is come to my mind when I'm talking about Mars in Scorpio to check the blood patterns, right? So, but also it could be very sarcastic. Mercury and Mars conjunction could be saying the truth, very intelligent, but also extremely sarcastic because there is some kind of mental intensity. Mars is going to give a push to Mercury and the courageous speech, right? also the unfiltered honesty as well. Mm. All right, so they are seeking for the truth, and they seek for the truth. They don't want to comfort you. Actually, this words is going to actually transform you, right, and not to wound you. That's very, very important with this fusion together. And you also have to know this Mercury and Mars conjunction also going to conjunct Nemesis, which is an asteroid, and Narcissus as well, and also going to conjunct with a fixed star, which is the claw of the Scorpio, and that is Zuben as Kamali. And that is in the Scorpio, claw, it is actually a northern scale fixed star. And it is often says, they often say it is Jupiter, Mercury, or Jupiter Mars kind of qualities, taking on to Jupiter Mars qualities as well. And the other thing what we have to talk about that is nemesis. For example, if you want to know the keywords as nemesis is the karmic balance, it is the retribution, it is the truth as justice and the intellectual integrity as well. And it is also the consequences of your speech, what you are actually spreading. Are you a whistleblower? Are you a journalist? Are you a warrior poet, for example, right? Are you going to expose, the truth? And it is, Nemesis over here is the Avenger. It is, you know, um going to correct something, but it's going to bring in moral correction as well, and return of consequences. So something what was already spoken cannot be taken back, right? So right now, people going to be held accountable for what they said and how they spoken about other people, right? Maybe they misused and their knowledge or manipulated others, and that's why that is also the lower, vibration of Mercury and Mars, and that's what can happen right now. And I'm thinking of that like a lot of people who went really radical left or radical right, they are coming together right now, the core people, and creating a new, for example, party all over in the world, because it is not just in America, it is in Hungary, it is in Slovakia, Romania, Venezuela, everywhere, right? And those people who actually feel guilty right now because of voted for maybe radical right or radical left, and right now they're going to see the truth and they're going to speak the truth. And you know what? They have to, because they owe the other people actually who suffer from the recent, and I'm talking about anywhere on the earth, political leadership, because of we together actually capable to create new government anywhere on the earth if we are hold each other's hand and if we are seeing the truth right now. So yes, they owe us actually to correct what they have done in the past, because of their speech actually manipulated the swing people, right? And maybe they turn to radical right, and that's where we are at this moment, or radical left, and that's where you are at this moment. So yes, they are actually have to be the whistleblower right now, because they were manipulating their knowledge and manipulated, and shift the the people, and that's why they have to use their truth. The voice is going to be actually the truth, and that's going to bring in equality somehow. Yes. So, and then the other asteroid is Narcissus, and Narcissus is actually the mirror of the consciousness. Narcissus, it's in the name actually, very narcissistic, right? Very selfish. It is actually balance between the inner truth and the outer reflection, right? It is when it's actually tied to Mercury Mars conjunction, it is bringing in some kind of self awareness as well. But this self awareness could be very, very painful often, right? So it is also mirroring your mind, and It could motivate you, but Narcissus and Nemesis itself, it could bring in some kind of justice. It could bring in some, and Narcissus also, because of narcissistic people usually, project, and it is some kind of psychic mirroring, that's always pointing fingers. They can never be wrong, for example. So I know we can experience some kind of projection and mental over identification, for example. It could be something to do with we all going to get triggered somehow, but we actually refuse to see ourselves, and somebody going to put a mirror in front of us, and that's when you can see Narcissus, and that's when you can see, all right, my self-image actually gets some kind of dysmorphia, and right now I need to correct that, right? And then the fixed star, right? And that is Zubenes Kamali, and that is the northern scale. That is the gift of divine reason that what I was talking about. It is actually the glow of the Scorpio, as I said, Jupiter and Mercury nature, but also it could be Mars and Jupiter nature, which is mental sharpness, and also it could bring in honor and good fortune as well, and very high ambition. So we will need to be careful because it could be similar with. Going close to the sun, flying close to the sun and get burned, for example. But you know, it is actually the psychic into the psychotic, right? It is something to do with you know who had that actually, and it conjuncted with the ascendant Gandhi and DiCaprio also. So they are the ones who were like shadowed. They were not obsessive, but in some, yeah, it in some kind of nature they could have been really super highly focused on certain things and. If you are a bad person, you can misuse actually this fixed star, right? But if you're a good person, then you are going to become a brilliant thinker and, for example, a powerful researcher and someone who is a true storyteller, right? But definitely you can misuse this kind of fixed star and you can really become shadowed by it and become obsessive and controlling. So yeah, let's combine those archetype and the narrative over here is the detective, the judge, the one who sees deeply, the one who speaks sharply, the one who acts in moral quality, for example, the one who could be a politician, an investigator, a psychologist, a therapist, a clinical, actually criminal forensic, something to do with a journalist as well. But investigative journalism, and again, Candice Owen and Tucker Carlson and those, because those are the one who are doing journalism, but not investigative journalism. And there is also the ladies, the Kim Everson and Katie Harper, I really like, and also the I hip, like, Jennifer, and I forget the other lady's name. They are brutally honest. They are radical left, actually, but they are really, really honest. So I'm watching them as well. So those are the one who investigating also. And there is so many other people. I forget his name. Who has 6 million? This is a guy, Medusa or something like that. But they are doing amazing job because of they are not arrogant, but they have morals and they are trying to actually reveal the truth. But on the other hand, because we have actually Nemesis and Narcissist over here, and this fixed star also could become Jupiter and Martian, which could be actually some kind of punishing, some kind of, isolation or some kind of moral difficulties with this star, when it's used for the bad mm, tendencies or for bad things to do, then it is not going to bring in sacred justice, right? It is going to be, for example, intellectual arrogance or verbal cruelty, So this definitely we need to see, check how we speak. Even if you are brutally honest, it could be very cruel sometimes. So careful, really, really careful. And instead of to hurt others, tell the secret truth and become very intellectual, right? With intuition and also this is very good to for the whistleblowers. This is very good to be recognized and honored. Maybe you have a social media and you haven't been recognized, but somebody gonna invite you and you have very small followers, but they're going to recognize you because they see you are talking the truth right now. So use your voice actually to restore balance and not to do some kind of wound in others, right? And also, yes, so make sure you use your intelligence. You are responsible what you are saying to your neighbors and to others. We are all responsible right now. All right, and we also have to talk about okay, let's talk about actually the 20 degrees Scorpio Sabian symbol because it's at 19 degrees 21 minutes, so we're going to check the 20 degrees, and that is actually a woman draws away two dark curtains closing the entrance to a sacred pathway. Okay, what is this? It is actually represents the moment of unveiling. It is really, really intuitive principles. It is the duality, the two curtain, right? It is the light and the shadow because she's closing the curtain, right? So she is actually putting a border between the light and the shadow. It is right now representing, okay, I have enough from the shadow government. I have enough from the evil people, and I want to put that, lock them away, put them in the dark, and I just want to live in the light right now. So that is definitely something to do with duality over here. Maybe also there is a lot of forbidden things, but we cannot see because we are not ready to see that. That movie when the general said you are not ready for the truth. It is a very old movie, and I forget the name again, but some people are not ready for the truth, so that's why they have to actually cover it. Even with UFOs, we know there is, intelligence, and there is obviously other lives besides us on Earth. And right now they are saying it could be actually major uh, UFO bases in the oceans. 2 years ago, I told you guys the ocean is so deep and so vast. We have never been able to go that deep, and most likely we do have the UFOs over there. Obviously, right now, I just saw the news 2 days ago, and they are speculating. Yes, most likely. Actually, Tucker Carlson came up with that interview with someone from CIA and from the X Files or whatever. And yes, they believe there is some kind of base in the ocean. Yeah, but I said years ago. All right, so what do we have to do? And especially with this Sabian symbol, it is like speak, act, and also uncover. Cover. And for example, don't be scared from confronting to other people as well. Yes, so you are actually unveiling um, the secret, the hidden. Yes, it could be also something to do with politicians. There could be a lot of political corruption which is going to be exposed. And that is the investigate journalism that I said, and that's what's happening. A lot of people who is the most fearless, that is Candice, and she's the one who is like, okay, here it is. All the evidence that doesn't make sense, and there will be more people who are going to co-join and join her and speak the truth as well. Also, we also have to be careful with actually cyber attack and cyber warfare, right? And why? Because of it could get leaked right now. Anything with for example, war and warfare, systems or speech between countries could be actually leaked out. So yes, there could be some kind of very, very big cyber attack over here. But also, you know what else? Because Mars and Mercury, it is the mind going to become the battlefield. We have to fight no matter what. We can't stop talking no matter what's going to happen with us. There is so many ways to protest. Yesterday, whoever actually went to do the knocking, but there is other ways as well to protest. So use your voice, right? And also, it could be other things reward as well because of Mars in Scorpio. Scorpio itself is the drug cartel, the narco-terrorism. It could be terrorism itself. It is the mafia. It is anything to do with CIA, FBI, Mossad, any kind of secret agencies in any countries. So there could be some kind of data leaked out about those kind of secret agencies as well. And it's going to be very uncomfortable. The truth is going to be very, very uncomfortable. People going to, they're not going to trust anymore. So that could be, an issue over there. Also, it could be something to do with psychological research and power. There is like universities could release some kind of groundbreaking studies on manipulation and how they actually emotionally controlled with books with actually Mercurian subjects. So maybe it was some kind of printed knowledge, but right now we're going to understand we have to rewrite history because they lied to us because they wanted to dominate our children or dominate us. Yes. And also, we're going to have forensic technology advances, something to do with, the AI is really improving and something to do with DNA, right? And we can also, I told you before, even by the Aries moon, we can actually solve old crime cases with new kind of AI tools. And, because we also have the grand trine, Mars going to also go up to 8 degrees, and we're going to have a grand water trine, which is obviously, again, something to do with forensic technology and old cases, right? Mm, coming out. But definitely Mercury Mars is a gift over here because it's combining intellect with action and justice here, pushing justice forward, right? It could be also a lot of fierce political debates. In the US, we have next year the midterm, and for example, Hungary, Slovakia, and in many European countries, Sweden, we also have, like elections. So definitely they can have some kind of rhetorically weaponizing with words, right? And the language, the words going to be the blade, for example, and there are going to be a lot of speeches which is like uh, honest and replace that kind of theatrical bullshit and it's gonna be down to earth, really, really honest and that's how it's the debate's gonna go. Also, it could be investigations, a lot of investigations, but for example, the dark web, the shadow government kind of, there will be law enforcement uncovers some kind of trafficking because of Mars also human trafficking in Scorpio as well. So it could be something to do with the digital detectives, with the surveillance, obviously, right? Scorpio type, like stalking on people, but it can restore actually law and order, which could be really good. But a lot of sex trafficking lines going to be busted, for example, and there could be also some kind of breakthrough in trauma research as well, right? Medical breakthrough, and Mercury, anything to do with the brain, for example. but also it could be some kind of psychological trauma as well. And you know what? On tomorrow, it's Tuesday on the 21st, when we're going to have the new moon in Libra. This is happening on October 20th, Monday, but the new moon also right after in Libra. And that is when actually Virginia Griffin's book is coming out. As you know, she was one of the Epstein victims. Obviously, they say she killed herself, which I don't think so. Nobody thinks it's true. But she's coming up with her book, and then they created the documentary. And then Prince Andrew had to actually decline and mm, resign all his, monarch, whatever titles he had, because he knows he's in trouble and most likely he will be jailed. Also, but we have to think about there going to be schools going to bring back, for example, debate classes as well, which is based on logic, right, and emotional intelligence. And the other hand is the military intelligence. Also going to have new sectors. And I told you guys, they're going to have drones, they're going to analyze the face. They already have it. Not just Israel, but many countries are capable to have tiny little drones which is capable to send bullets, and that's what's happening, and we will see that, and it could actually come out on social media, that kind of brute force, and we're not gonna like it. There is also something to do with the freedom of speech, because of they want to censor the social media. They want to censor or Google searches, put surveillance everywhere. Mars and Scorpio, Mercury, it's the spy. Palantir and the surveillance of Peter Thiel and all the Bologna, what they are. Actually, it's very scary. It's not even Bologna, but we can actually rebel against that, and we're going to actually stand up for our free speech, right? And that's gonna happen in America. That's gonna happen every other countries, not just in the U.S. But I feel like we will talk the truth. And also, as I said, it is we also have the moon in Libra next day, which is creating a grand trine, air grand trine. So the woman voice is going to be very, very important as well. So yeah. And what else? Scientific mysteries. So, for example, we're going to have movies with which, like Sherlock Holmes, going to be rewritten, or some kind of mystery novels, which could get, you know, mm, some kind of recognition and quick climb on social media. It could be something also to do with space mining, drilling, because of obviously that could be as well. Anything to do with hidden research energy. And because of Mars and Scorpio is also drilling, mining, it is really, really earth metals and rare earth minerals as well. So it could be something about that, an article about that. And I told you guys, it is like China not going to allow the rare earth minerals to be sold in America, and then America gonna be screwed, obviously. So that's what happening right now publicly. But definitely there could be some kind of documentary coming out, about, for example, sex trafficking and the Epstein file, and the lady is going to talk. Eventually, it is going to be out there. All right. What else? Yeah, that's what I wanted they're going to expose also manipulative media, and which is, for example, even something to do with algorithm, which is the bots, for example, which is shaping fears and rage and division. And, that is controlled by maybe by CIA, FBI, Mossad, whatever, some kind of secret agencies. And it's going to come out, and we're going to know about that, and we're gonna confront with that. Yes, and we're going to actually choose really, really deep kind of difficult conversations right now because we rather to know the truth, even in collective level, but personal level as well, than to live in denial and delusion anymore. Mm. And the modern mystic detective, it's rising. And yesterday I was thinking, oh my God, I'm doing these videos and, I'm working so hard, but, not really getting anywhere with it. What should I do and how should I change it? I cannot only talk about fluffs. It's not me, like, oh, the love story of the Taurus, or, what they like to eat, or, like what kind of sleeping style they have. No. I really like some kind of deep conversation. And I said, okay, maybe I should do something with research and forensic and revealing the truth. And maybe that is my style, even if it's not gonna get a lot of honor and recognition. But somehow I have to do something to do with the forensic astrologer or someone who is actually, just doing research of Kennedy's death or Charlie Kirk's death. And, I really try to get into with actually astrology and explain through astrology those scholars. So you know what? Yeah, why not? Maybe. Uh, but yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And that is just a very short video. I came up right now with it because I'm very upset and because of my teeth. And I was like, you know what, just let me do something short for you guys. And I gonna obviously coming with your 2026 astrology series, and it's going to only talk about the big transit, and you can actually buy the videos from my website. My book is out. Obviously, I have to check if it is like, like printed well, and then I'm gonna make it available to be ordered. But the karma book is coming also in 2 weeks, and the medical astrology and palmistry. So I'm very happy about that, and to bring knowledge for you guys. And pray for me, please. I really need help right now, and because I'm really upset because of my teeth. Anyway, I felt old when I lost the bones in my, and I had to restructure my face. But right now, because of after 7 years, it's broken. It's supposed to last forever, so expensive. I am like a little bit done, so I can take every light from you guys, anything, any good vibes. I really appreciate that, and I'm coming up with a new video. Thank you so much. Bye for now.